So we can finally summon Baron de Fleur in Duel Links. Well, we don't actually have the card in the game yet. You can't get a copy of that card, you can only get it with the skill. Let's have a look at the skill. The skill says if your opponent has a monster and you control Chevalier de Fleur, you can add Baron de Fleur to your extra deck. This skill is bad. It's very bad, but this skill does technically mean that we can now summon Baron in Duel Links, which we are going to try to do with the one and only Crystron deck. But we've added some other cards that we usually don't use, including Quick Draw Synchron, because in order to summon Chevalier de Fleur, you need Fleur Synchron, which is not very good. But if you use Quick Draw Synchron, it treats itself as a substitute for any Synchron, so you can just use it instead. And also it discards a monster from your hand, so it's pretty synergistic with Crystron's and also O-Lion, because when O-Lion gets sent to the graveyard, including from hand or deck or anywhere, you can get a level 3 token for free, and a level 3 token plus Quick Draw is level 8, and that makes the Chevalier de Fleur. And a discard is basically a spell and trap negate during your own turn only. So it's good that once you have this on your field, you basically can contest one of your opponent's back row. So if your opponent is not very familiar with your deck, and they allow you to make this card, they will basically not be able to activate their disruptions once your Synchro is on your field. And another way to get the non-tuner level 3, other than having the token or, the Scrap Recycler or Crystron monsters, is to use Draconet, because the Draconet has the advantage of being able to summon a monster from your deck. And what you can do is you can normal summon Draconet, summon a level 2 tuner in Guard Dragon Justicia, and then you can summon Quick Draw Synchron, and then you can synchro using Quick Draw and Draconet to make the level 8, and then you can use the level 8 and the Guard Dragon to make Baron. So that's the plan. It's not very good. As I said, the skill needs your opponent to have a monster, and that really makes the skill a lot less good. And also, the level 8 Synchro is not very easy to summon. You need a specific Synchron, even if you substitute it with Quick Draw, it's still not very good. But we will try to make it work, and we also have spells to search both Quick Draw and Cyber's monsters. And for the extra deck, it's pretty much just a standard Crystron extra deck, except that we have an extra Chevalier in extra deck, and also some generic links that we can climb, because even if we can't make any Synchro monsters, these monsters are really good as link material, because O-Lion is 2 materials, Draconet is 2 materials, Quick Draw is a free summon, and if you already have Draconet, you can search Cyber's Gadget with your Cyanide Mining, and this card is like 4 link materials if you revive O-Lion. So yeah, link climbing is a secondary win condition, but we'll try to make Baron if we could. Okay, so let's have a look at one replay where I actually are able to summon Baron. So this game is against Shiranui, and we open with a hand that's kinda borderline playable. We'll see what we can do. So we activate Tuning, and that mills an O-Lion, which is pretty nice. We get a free token just from the mill, and then we recycle it to dump a Self-Fafnir, but unfortunately we don't really have any Crystrons in hand, so we can't really use the effect of Self-Fafnir. So we're just gonna make a Metrics and pass. It does not look very impressive, to be honest, but it is probably still enough against Shiranui specifically, because the deck only destroys, and we are fine with getting destroyed. So as you can see, our opponent tries to Gold Sock, banish Spirit Master, pop our Metrics, that's fine, we just float into the Self-Fafnir that we sent. He's gonna make Squire Saga, and use the effect of Spectral Sword to make a Synchro, and then use Squire to draw a card, discard one, and then Squire Saga bench itself, pop the Self-Fafnir, that is completely fine. We float into another Crystron monster, this time we're gonna make Citri, and then Citri can quick effect tag out into a Metrics when he tries to attack, and then we end on the exact same board that we ended off in our turn, and we can completely prevent our opponent from attacking our monsters. During our next turn, we can use cheating to grab ourselves an extra monster so we can have something for our quick draw Synchron to discard. And then once we have Chevalier de Fleur on our field, we're basically safe against back row, even though our opponent has 2 back row. Thankfully, one of them is Samsara, and the other one is another Samsara, so we can just negate one of them and prevent him from shuffling cards and drawing cards. That is a bit problematic. It's fine if you use the first effect to prevent him from taking damage, because we can still set up Baron negate, which we will use our skill and make Baron! And then we can use Baron to pop the second Samsara, and then we can attack for no reason other than to maybe intimidate our opponent. And then with one card in his hand, he's going to use Spectral Sword. We will Baron negate! Let's go! And then he will be using his skill, thankfully, the second effect, because he already used the first one. And then banish 2, and then set 1 and pass. We will, in standby phase, tag out for another negate, because Baron can only negate once, but if we tag out for the level 8 Zinker, that can contest the final back row that he has, and that's it. We win! Good game.